Whether you're printing off photos to save in your scrapbook or want some glossy prints of your best pictures to display around your home or work, a good photo printer can make a huge difference in properly reproducing these all-important images. While most printers can print images, the best ones will accurately and vividly reproduce colors while still retaining detail from your original photo. Inkjet printers also tend to be better suited for printing photos, and some inkjets even include special photo cartridges to give you an even better color reproduction. We have listed the top 5 best photo printers 2024 and their key features. You need to consider this to help you choose the best one for you. For more information on the product, as always, I've included a link in the description box down below, which are updated with the best prices on each product. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned till the end so you don't miss anything. Now let's get started. Number 5. HP Envy Pro 6420, a low-cost photo printer that won't break the bank. We've seen lots of clever small-in-one designs with printing, scanning, copying, and faxing rolled into a device that can fit into a drawer. But HP has done well to build in a 35-page ADF without adding too much bulk. With its gently illuminated output slot, you wouldn't begrudge this printer space on your desk. It prints quietly, and rather than beeping impatiently when a print job is complete, it makes a more tuneful sound. The downside of being only 13 cm high is that there's not much room for paper. The capacity of the main input tray is somewhat limited at 100 sheets of A4, or 40 sheets of photo paper, or 10 envelopes. The output capacity is even more limited at just 25 sheets, or 10 photos. For the money, the HP Envy Pro 6420 is remarkably well featured with color printing and scanning at 1200 dpi, a 35-page ADF, a mobile fax facility, and an auto-duplex mode. That ability to print both sides of the page is essential for saving paper and trees, but it's amazing how many all-in-one devices still can't manage it. In this compact design, duplex printing looks a little laborious, and it's the slowest duplex, but it's certainly preferable to turning over every sheet by hand. There's no duplex scanning, but the ADF is happy to accept and scan up to 35 pages at a time, which is better than most. It also has great wireless connectivity with self-healing dual-band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi Direct, and Bluetooth built in. The addition of Bluetooth is helpful in using your smart device to find the printer and then use HP's companion app to make it join your Wi-Fi network. Setting up the HP Envy Pro 6420 is a simple case of inserting the 2 cartridges, loading your paper, and turning on the power. The HP Smart Companion app will do the rest for you. Just run the app on your desktop or smart device, and it will make a Bluetooth connection and get the printer onto your Wi-Fi network. Number 4. Epson Expression Photo XP970, home photo printer that delivers exceptional photo quality, the rounded sides of Epson's Expression. Photo XP960 reduce bulk as much as possible, so although it has the capacity to handle A3 paper, it's small enough to share an average-sized desk with a computer and still have room to spare. The glossy black finish is an absolute magnet for dust. But because all the trays and flaps fold neatly away, it's very easy to wipe it down with a duster. When you're ready to print, the motorized LCD panel whirs upwards, while the out tray extends from the front by a few inches. Below this tray are 2 drawers, one for loading plain A4 paper and another for photo paper and envelopes. Sheets of A3 drop into the rear specialty media feed, where a plastic assembly pulls up telescopically to support the large sheets of paper as they feed in. The ability to handle A3 paper is what sets the XP960 apart from your average all-in-one photo printer, but besides that, you have a fairly full feature set. Duplex printing is possible with A4 plain paper, for example, and in this mode, the print speed accelerates from 8 to 28 pages per minute. Having 2 paper in trays is an advantage as well, because it means you can load one with plain A4 and the other with photo paper, envelopes, or printable blank CD-sized discs, and not have to empty the tray each time you switch media. The XP960 can usually select the correct paper setting when you ask it to print. Getting started was a smooth process thanks to the large and user-friendly touchscreen walking us through the procedure. We managed to hook the device up to our Wi-Fi network in just a few minutes. The LCD's logical on-screen menu also makes it easy to adjust paper settings and select a function, so you shouldn't need to reach for the user manual. Beginning with the black text on plain paper test, the Expression achieved average results after its print heads were cleaned and realigned. Number 3. Epson EcoTank ET18100, an ink tank printer for large photographs. Printing A3 photos or illustrations with an inkjet printer was always an expensive exercise, given the pitiful amount of ink that typical cartridges held. Running out was never a good option, making the cost per print extremely high. People found ways of reducing the cost through ink delivery systems, and the printer makers eventually realized their greed had cooked this commercial goose, launching ink replenishment schemes and EcoTank printers. The Epson ET18100 is an A3 EcoTank design that has 6 reservoirs of ink, each with 70 mAh of capacity that can relatively cheaply be refilled. With 6 inks alongside the standard black, magenta, cyan, and yellow, light magenta and light cyan are added for a much greater subtlety of color in lighter areas of a print. These are also all dyes, with no use of pigment for black, which is common on 4-tank printers. The printer can connect via Wi-Fi or USB, although to get Wi-Fi connected needs the use of the Epson Smart Panel software on a phone or tablet. Our only reservation about this printer is that it has no LCD panel to display errors or instructions, instead relying on software on a computer or phone to relay the status. Overall, the print quality of the ET18100 is stunning, the cost of ownership is acceptable, and the ink is affordable. Printer makers are infamous for quoting speeds owners don't usually see by using obscure ISO standards where pages have only 5% or less coverage. That might be relevant for document printing, but for a photo printer, those numbers are largely irrelevant, as photos and designs usually have or are close to 100% coverage of the paper. Epson quotes that the ET18100 can print a 15x10 cm photo, as defined by ISO IEC 24734 in 12 seconds. That seems implausibly fast to this reviewer. Number 2. Epson EcoTank ET85. The all-in-one executive choice, the Epson EcoTank ET85 is a premium photo printer that looks set to shake up the category by offering Epson's tried and tested 6-color Clarius system in a refillable EcoTank format for the first time. With 6 separate inks instead of 4, you get better quality photos. But the cost of replacing 6 costly cartridges every few photos was always a barrier. Swap those overpriced cartridges for bottled ink, and you have a much more tempting proposition, especially when you're printing on A3 Plus paper. The early EcoTank printers looked like regular cartridge-based inkjets with bulbous ink reservoirs bolted onto the side. But this sleek design has the 6 tanks seamlessly integrated into the design. As a result, the footprint of the Epson EcoTank ET85 is roughly A3 in size while standing only 16 cm tall, so it's much easier to accommodate than most A3 printers. There are 2 paper trays at the front, but neither are big enough for A3 paper. A third paper tray at the rear will take anything up to A3 Plus paper. It's actually quite a neat solution because this rear tray provides a much flatter paper path, which means your A3 photos won't curl up. It also means you can print on some quite thick card. Though it looks like it should accommodate A3 paper, the scanner bed is only big enough for A4. The Epson EcoTank ET85 is a 3-in-1 device, which is to say that it can print, copy, and scan. It is aimed at the home rather than the office, so there's no ADF, automatic document feeder, or fax facility. But it is generously kitted out with other features. It can auto-duplex with A4 paper, for instance, enlarge photocopies from A4 to A3, and print on a very wide variety of blank media. It can handle any size paper up to A3+, and even manage 2 Noni-Mallers banners via the rear tray. It can also print on sticky labels, thick card, and blank CDs. Number 1. Canon Pixma G620 G650. Great for photographers, homes, and offices. With their refillable ink reservoirs, Canon's Megatank printers have brought the cost on inkjet printing right down. But this is the first time the technology has been applied to a dedicated photo printer with more than 4 colors. The Canon Pixma G620, or G650 in the UK, uses 2 fine print heads to deliver 6 dye-based inks for superior color fidelity and studio-quality photographs. We've tested Canon's excellent 6-ink system before, but the catch has always been the ruinous cost of the cartridges. Aside from the headline-grabbing 6-ink tank array, the Canon Pixma G620T G650 has relatively few features for a mid-price printer. Being a 3-in-1 device, it can print, scan, and copy, and it has Wi-Fi with AirPrint compatibility built in. It can print at an enhanced resolution of 1112 x 4800 dpi through its 2304 nozzles, which are equally divided between the right print head delivering BK-RGY and the left print head handling CMY. There are no slots for camera memory cards, as you often get with Canon photo printers, and no USB host port. The print speed is slow at 3.9 IPM images per minute, and it cannot print automatically on both sides of the page. Auto duplex. There's no ADF, automatic document feed, and no touchscreen either, but these are all features that could be considered dispensable if you're mainly interested in printing high-quality photos. To set up the Canon Pixma G620 G650, just plug it in, turn it on, and load the paper and ink. Then follow the prompts on the display. Filling the reservoirs for the first time is fun and impossible to screw up. The nozzle of each bottle is shaped to fit one particular tank, so you cannot pour the wrong color in the wrong hole. Once full, the printer takes some time to filter the ink through to the print heads, and then gives you the chance to run a print head alignment test.